Welcome back to the beach. European Beach Ultimate Club Championships, of course, as we see mighty Hucks chucking it deep to the big man Rabbits. But that's just going to ping off the fence, not the way they want to open this one up. Hannah Pendlebury here alongside Ian Tate, a debut in the commentary booth for the young man from originally mighty Hucks, but we've stolen him away. We've stolen him. How are you feeling about this matchup, Ian?
Feeling good. Mighty Hucks getting some good flow in that first point, getting it to the power for the deep throw, but just not being able to make a clean throw down the line for the big man Jamie Rabbits.
Indeed, a very useful individual to have on beach, of course, almost the ideal physique, but Friselis with their first look at the disc here, and they're going to respond with a deep shot of their own. That's going to sit and hang. Defender makes a bid a little bit too off, though. Bosquet with the goal.
Yeah, Mike Richardson just sitting under him there, just asking them if they can throw it deep, and they responded with yes. So now they know.
Well, two very similar offensive styles to get us cracking. This, of course, being the first game for Mighty Hucks. You guys had a bit of a chill start to your tournament, Ian. What was what's the secret ingredient that Hucks try and use in terms of warming themselves up for matches?
We were just kind of relaxing, made some pasta, just chilling in the accommodation. The lightning storm kind of threw off our plans a little bit, so we just kind of take it as it comes. Yeah,
it's an unfortunate thing that happens in Ultimate tournaments, but actually seems to be extremely frequent as we get thunder and lightning conditions, which is the only condition that you are not allowed to play Ultimate in. This is all of the WFDF waivers have a section specifically saying, if I am involved in a lightning affected activity, I will leave of my own volition. I will not wait to be told. I will just go. So Hucks with the disc, Rabbits passing it around. Bruin now, can he hold his own arm? Oh, miscue again, not able to connect with Rabbits, of course, formerly of Reading Ultimate, now playing Bristol, who've been putting in some great performances back in the UK. Friselis though, big shot over the top, trying to connect. Scala just about snags it, but I think that's got out of bounds.
Yeah, Hucks switching up the look a little bit there, just trying to stop that deep look and make them work across, forcing that tough throw across the pitch, which has produced a turn for them.
So easy unders being given. Fisher off to the races, but that one just escapes over the top. And perhaps some first game jitters.
Maybe a bit too relaxed in the warm-up, but hey-ho, hopefully they'll build into it and get those connections going. It is very much a pickup team, so they might just not know the other players yet.
So Leonard getting that one underway across the routier. Fakes out the sideline, the up call in our ears. Leonard now. She's just squeaking it down that far sideline. Catone. Easy one given for Scarlett. Not being asked too much, but that one's a little bit of a late hop into the sand. And the disc being given back to Hucks. Thomas Fisher with a fetching bucket hat. Rabbits putting that one up on a piece of string. Slightly casual, but it goes a lovely flick blade into the end zone that can't be run down. A little bit too much to be asked.
Yeah, not quite adjusted to the slower beach pace yet. APAT has not run that far in quite a while, so probably still working out how far it can go.
So you mentioned that Hucks are a bit of a pickup team, Ian. How do you all know each other?
Mainly just Bruin decides who he wants to play with and then sends them a wee message. That's mainly just, yeah, that's how Hucks has run for the last few years. They have been described as the Clapham of the Sea, winning 6 beach championships in a row. But so yeah, it's worked out for them in the past.
Well, it's one of the things that always confuses me about the UK scene is that for an island nation, we play very little beach ultimate.
Because it's cold.
But there's the poach off, well capitalised upon by Mike Richardson. Bruin now, of course, as you say, the brains behind Mighty Hucks. the number 12, but some good movement around the back. Things looking a little bit static. Fischer trying to make some noise. Slicing inside break from Rabbits. Faking the hammer. Bruin now underneath. Oh, and he's going to launch that one over the top in acres of room. Jamie Rabbits for the goal, and that's the first one on the board for Hucks.
Yeah, Friselis just looking to poach off quite a lot in the end zone there, just getting a little bit lazy on defence. So managing to exploit that with the hammer over the top. That connection finally works on the third or fourth time of asking. But hey ho, they got there in the end.
Yeah, nice patience there from Hucks, and good to see them able to thread together quite so many passes after the early stage, sort of just miscues. I mean, nice to see Bruin and Rabbits finally connecting, I think on maybe the third ask.
Yeah.
The two of them. Maybe they need to have some time bonding after the game, work on their chemistry.
I'm sure children drinking games will sort it out.
So one apiece as we see Alex Greer readying himself for the pool. Of course, playing for Reading Ultimate this season. Won himself a gold medal at the Elite Invite a couple of weeks ago. Of course, there's going to be lots of UK teams playing on grass in Wrocław later this season, but Friselis putting that one over the top. Really lovely option deep into the end zone, and that's good enough for the goal.
Yeah, Friselis decided that they weren't going to mess around with all the short passes at that time, just get the point over with, and it's worked out for them.
Yeah, lovely, quick, offensive hold, whistle clean. Guillot, I think there with that backhand.
Yeah, off to number 36 there, which isn't on the score sheet. Nice, handy, cool.
Yeah, unfortunately not able to wrap yourself, because you didn't check yourself on the rosters beforehand, but generally speaking we have most people's names. But a lovely assist from Guillot, and that'll be good enough for, as I say, a really quick, fast hold. And if Friselis can keep scoring their offensive points like that, then this is going to be a very good game for them. Of course, that's the first time we've seen them come out on offense with the disc in their hands to start any of the points so far. But 2-1, still very early days.
Yeah, Hucks looking to get a clean hold of their own here. See if they can just figure out their connections, put a point together.
Well, they definitely have a significantly smaller roster. And some of the faces on the field are already looking very red for Hucks. And I tell you what, there's going to be a little bit of flush going extra into the cheeks of Ben Bruin as he gets absolutely blocked on the far side.
That was full hand on that disc. Complete denial.
Le Pomerlet bringing us back in play within a very short field to goal. Can Hucks put on a defensive stand, or are they going to concede a second break here? Daldi. That one a little bit dirty. Le Pomerlet did well to keep hold of that flobbly disc. Nice bit of give, go, flow. And there's the final pass. Just a little bit too far. Nice idea to hit that break side, but not the execution he drew up.
Yeah, that tough inside break there, just a lot of the time you like it and it just goes way too far. I've very guilty of that myself. I've been told not to throw it anymore, and I think that guy maybe should too.
His license is revoked, but a deep shot for Rabbits, just shy of the goal. Oh, and a casual toss to Ben Bruin. That's going to be good enough for the hold.
Yeah, Hucks finally connecting on those big shots now. Be interesting to see if they can continue that throughout the game. Friselis look like they're also happy to gun it deep, so we might be looking at a lot of back and forth.
Absolutely. Well, a squandered opportunity for a second break, but Friselis with the advantage in this game, still all leveled up 2 apiece. And the wind is starting to re-emerge. The clouds have come back, which I'm less fond of. But how have the pitch surfaces been after the torrential downpour we had this morning?
They're looking like they've dealt with it well. With so many people running on them, they're very turned up, so it feels like normal sand. Now that they've kind of, someone else has broken them in for us nicely.
Well, certainly very different conditions for the last time that Ultimate fans were able to view action from Royan. Of course, it hosted the World Beach Championships a couple of years ago, where we were having such a scorcher, much like that scorching throw from Friselis. Great footwork from Lièvre. But players were actually burning their souls under the hot sun, and that is going to be good enough. Squeaked in behind the laying form of Alex Greer for the goal for Friselis.
Yeah, Dan Hillman trying to come across and help out Johnny Tafalis there, but even with the two of them there, couldn't quite stop that deep look. So great work for today, and relax once he's in the corner and just put it in for the easy score.
Well, I don't know if I'd call that necessarily that easy. It was a high stalled toss after some fantastic towing in. Yeah,
Greer not quite long enough. I'll give him my diet, see if he can get some more greens, get a little bit more height.
Is he shorter than you?
Easily. He's not even that tall.
To be fair, you are quite a long-limbed human being. 6'6", right?
It is indeed, yeah. As been mentioned many times on streams. I think there was one game where it was mentioned more than 7 times.
Well, clearly we have. You're a one-man drinking game when it comes to commentating games.
It's what the fans want, you know.
Well, we all get our little verbal curiosities. So Fisher finding Patterson to get this underway. That's a really lovely bit of vision. Easy layout for Richardson, and this is the first time I think we've seen Mighty Hucks being clean on offense all game. Yeah,
really good response there to that tough loss in that last point. It's good to see APAC connecting with both of the Bristol boys. I don't think those guys have played together much, but he's reeled it in now. He's able to put it to them in stride for a nice easy score.
Yeah. Patterson, I think, up in Sheffield these days, if my memory serves.
Yeah, trying to make a run of it with Sheffield Steel, which I don't know how well they're doing, but, you know, he's given it a good shot.
Bringing you all the depth of our slightly biased level of knowledge in terms of the side of, obviously, the nation that we come from.
There is also a French commentary, so maybe they'll have more info on the French players.
That's true. I'm pretty sure most of the French fans will be listening in their mother tongue, and we are absolutely delighted to bring you dual language coverage. If you want to see more of that kind of action, please do consider becoming a patron of ulti.TV, because of course that is the main source of funding that gets us to these tournaments, are the folks that, such as yourselves. If you are a patron, please tap yourself on the back, congratulate yourself, because of course that's how we keep these streams available, free, live and on demand to watch for your delectation later on. Guillot, moving across to Lièvre. That one a little bit loosey-goosey, but the poach-off was there, providing a golden opportunity. Benvegnian with the goal.
Yeah, I think a bit of miscommunication from Mighty Hucks there. Evan came across, may potentially look to get a wee poach on Tyler's under, but obviously it just didn't go there, and Evan was left scrambling on that deep look, nowhere near. But yeah, looking to get another clean hold for Hucks. Their D-line struggling, so the O-line has to keep fighting on trying to dig them out.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, I'm liking the rhythm that this game is starting to develop, because that's 3 clean offensive holds on the bounce. And I have to say, early doors, there was a part of my brain that was thinking, is this going to be a little bit of a meat grinder? Are we going to get those points that are going to, you know, just be who can make the fewest errors?
I love a bit of grind, though. As a D player myself, offense holds just don't really do it for me. I'm all about those layout blocks, getting a good sky, just getting involved.
No, I'm with you. If it's actually generating off of blocks, I'm here for it all day. D-line player, also myself. But it was a case of a lot of execution errors, miscued throws, and this is much better form, especially for Hucks, who are a little bit shaky to start us off.
True.
Bruin over the top with the hammer, nice and easy. Oh, I say easy. That was a little bit popped up for Isles.
Declan's getting old. He's not quite got those hops anymore. Just got to put it nice in the bread basket for him. He doesn't want to do his back in.
Oh, the call out. Old man Deck Isles. Of course, played under 20s back, I think, in Harbour 2010.
2010, more like 2000.
You'll be old at some point as well, Tate. Don't worry, it's a coming for you when you'll have to retire and only play beach.
I'll be retiring before I'm old at this rate.
Le Pommelet on the far sideline launches a beautiful, expansive shot just into the back pocket, almost snooker-like. And that's going to be good enough. A bit more creativity being forced from the French there, but a lovely way to score.
Yeah, Hucks looking to force them into something other than the up the line, but they're happy to take that. It was great vision from Friselis. Just to see that poached man on the far sideline there, throw something up floaty. Nick Byrne just not able to get there for Hucks. Just kind of caught, not paying attention. But we've got a timeout called. Friselis looking to keep the momentum, keep the hype, where Hucks struggle to get back in it.
Indeed. Well, as the athletes on the pitch take a break, we will hear in the booth too, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second half of this game after this.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ulti.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
July from Nottingham, England. The World Flying Disc Federation's World Under-24 Ultimate Championships. Live all-access coverage, including semis and finals, exclusively at ultiworld.com.
Back in action in the Open Division here at European Beach Ultimate Club Championships 2023. We are glad, delighted even, to have you with us for this matchup between mighty Hucks of Great Britain and Friselis of France. And at the moment, it's the French large and in charge. 2 breaks to the better of their tank-topped opponents. Fischer on the far side, finding Bruin. Pat surveying. Rabbits, of course, being given loads of space on the underneath because he's a player you want nowhere near the end zone. East now to Patterson. East, of course, usually a Clapham on grass player, not just Clapham on sand. Inside shot to Fischer, and that is a really nice, clean hold for Hucks.
Yeah, great flow at the pitch there. Friselis looking to help out on defence, just taking out that deep threat which allowed Fischer with an easy under, and just allowing Hucks to get some nice easy passes when they took the second, realised that there was those poaches and just took the open play every time.
Yeah, we did hear the call from a melt to sort of pure match as Hucks got about 2/3 of the way of the distance to the end zone. They also look a lot more relaxed with the disc now, especially APAT, just looking pretty cash, if anything.
Yeah, there was potential for 1 or 2 deep looks to go there, but they just hosted them off. Nice and easy work up the pitch, which, depending on your opinion, is boring, but, you know, it kind of works sometimes as well, so got to throw it in there every now and then.
Well, you say boring, but those kind of games where it becomes more of a chess match, I find, from an analysis perspective, gives us a challenge in the booth, but also becomes really interesting to watch, sort of like a little bit of tension every now and then. Friselis being pinned, but that's a really nice shot into space for Benvegan. Lead from Guillot. Oh, absolutely gorgeous stuff, and another just flowing, cascading point this time for Friselis.
Yeah, another great flow. I think Hucks struggling to assert themselves on defence there. They were trying to play just honest man, and they ended up not really taking away anything. So nice easy up the line passes for Friselis. Evan even coming across to try and help out with the poach, but not quite committing enough to really get in the way of this up the line and make it in time. And then Greer just sitting off a little bit too much and allowing that final pass to the goal.
From the reaction on Greer, I have a feeling that that was a breakside score.
Yeah, he doesn't hide it when he's not happy with his teammates, Greer. He is more than happy to give you some sort of dirty look when he thinks he's not the one in trouble, but he's going to be the one being scored on.
We've all been there. We've all been there of the, hold on, that's not the side the frisbee should be being caught. It should be thrown on the other side where the force is forcing. But we actually also on that replay caught a little bit of a glimpse of perhaps a bit of lady luck smiling on Paul Van Vingen. The little sort of tip on the disc before the recatch on that up line. So still pressure being applied by Hucks, but this just now settling itself into trading out as we are 1 point shy of half time. Rabbits launching that one into the deep space. It's going to just be maybe half an inch over the top of Tyler East.
Yeah, he felt like he had to come under to sort of fight against and try and box out that Friselis player, but I just misread it slightly, floated a bit over his hand and got the turn, sadly. It's interesting to see how this O-line will do on defence though, whether they can show the D-line how it's done, try and get a block and hopefully inspire them to get one too.
Well, when you have big players like Rabbits now applying your force, trying to best him is Lelièvre. And he does indeed great moves from the number 99. Oh, no, sorry, that's Tardy. They have Lièvre and Tardy on the pitch.
Yeah, Rabbit's trying to get a wee hand in there, not able to get in the way of the disc, but just getting in and about it, causing them some mischief.
Martin Tardy looking around for options, many of the doors being closed effectively downfield. De Routier into Bosque. Hugo ripping that backhand into the deep space, and look at the yards, just doesn't connect though. Gaspard Caligaro trying to grab that one with some style to take half, but not quite to be.
Yeah, Friselis kind of letting Hucks off with one there. That was a very open deep look. Hucks were kind of stopping the deep as their first look, but off that under, are not able to get back on the right side of them to stop that cut, but they've got another shot at it. Let's see if they can put it in this time.
It's a really difficult surface to make up yards on beach. You know, if you have an inch, you basically have a mile.
Yeah, it's tough. If you do lose that one step, you've got to work extra hard to try and get it back.
Indeed, and then all it takes is for your opponent to realise that you're having to put in that muscle. As I tell you what, a huge hero attempt from Rabbits, but that's going to be the goal. A quick break off the error for half. Friselis 7, Mighty Hucks 4.
Friselis coming out with a very strong first half here. They really just capitalising on Hucks's kind of first game jitters, not really working those connections just yet. We've had a couple good looks, but they've not got the consistency that you'd look to get from a team that actually plays together. So we'll see if that first half was enough for them to work it out, see if their D-line can get going, maybe bring some breaks in the second half, because they'll need to now if they want a chance of coming close in this game.
Sage words coming from Ian Tate. We'll be bringing you the action of this second half in a few moments. Don't go anywhere. So a pretty dominant performance so far in the first half for Friselis, leading 3 breaks, 7-4 the score currently, with Hucks having technically had an advantage that they squandered starting on offense. And we're gonna call ourselves out in the booth a little bit. We're gonna focus a bit more on Friselis and what's going right for them as this game now develops, coming out on offense in this second half, see if they can really plant their flag. Petitot. Nice through. There was an attempt at a poach off there, but it's all gone wrong for Hucks. Their great catch up to try and stop that loose disc, but a lefty hammer over the top. Yes, please.
Yeah, great grab from Paul Benvignon there, and took the contact from Nick. Nick decided he wanted to go for a rugby tackle. I think he got the wrong sport, but he got scored on anyway, so, you know, just desserts, I guess, for trying to take him out of the knees. Number 96, though, in that cutting pattern, Thomas Lelivre, getting open wherever he wanted. Really great cutting, really taking Johnny Stefanos for a spin and just getting free wherever.
Yeah, really actually impressed me early stages so far, this Thomas Lelièvre, who unfortunately has neglected to tell us anything about himself in his player survey. So we'll have to hunt him down.
A man of mystery.
Absolutely. But yeah, at the moment, everything going in favour of Friselis, of course, coming out of Versailles. And no strangers to the beach.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, but they clearly look at home as they're looking to try and get another break here.
Inside to Rabbits. Casual release, but a big launch. Bren Bruin with space, but that's just going to be a bit of a misread for the captain of Hucks.
I have absolutely no idea what he was doing there. The throw was clearly under him, so it wasn't a great look. A bit rushed from Fisher, but definitely catchable. So making it tough for themselves, looking to try and get the block now, get back on offense and get this game back on course. Friselis getting a lot of open unders here. Lots of options to just slowly work up the pitch. Bruin coming across doing a switch, making it a little bit harder for them. Yep, so they're still working these unders, still just working up slowly. Hucks are really trying to stop this deep look that's gotten them those couple of quick points. But they work up the line there. Can he make it? He did not.
No, just sailing a little bit too far there. Trying to connect with Leonard.
Yeah, asking a lot of the receiver there. Just a bit too much.
Well, we've seen a lot of those deeper shots working out for Friselis. They really seem to be acutely aware of just how long the pitch is.
Yeah, they've done well in those deep shots earlier on. I think with that one, it was just a bit rushed, trying to get it up the line just after he caught it there. The same thing that Fish did in their possession. So we'll see if they can just try and avoid that, take their time on the disc and really concentrate on these looks.
Fisher with a near error there as Rabbits and Patterson have a bit of a friendly fire. Bruin with the low catch, but well kept. Has East sat in space.
He's got a great wee jab step on him that's allowing him to get these unders. Just settling the defender deep with that one efficient step before gaining lots of free space.
Oh, that's a lovely piece and well defended on the second attempt. There's going to be a foul called by Andy Patterson, but that was definitely a battle for some garbage collection.
Yeah, Jamie just not quite long enough apparently. Using those long limbs, I think taking that step off with Friselis and that force, it's tough. It sometimes works in stopping those looks when they're trying to go right close to you, but it also gives up a lot of lateral space. But it works out for them that time, and I'm sure you'll continue to exploit that until Hucks are able to use that lateral space more.
Well, lovely reenactments going on the far sideline, but as you say, great handler marking from Augustin Scala, Versailles man by birth, and he's put his occupation down as he's a tea taster for a living.
That sounds like a great job, very English job. So really at home against this British side.
Absolutely, but Scala has come through the juniors program in France, long-time player for 28 years. Unless that's his age. I think that's probably his age.
That'd be maybe a lot of ultimate frisbee.
Maybe I understood the question. But Hucks with the disc. That one, though, launched with a bit too much spice. Topples out of the bread box.
Yeah, Bruin had it in his hands. That's got to be a mistake from him, even if it was a bit fast from Fisher. You can't be dropping ones like those.
Well, with the turnover count rising in this point, Friselis take what I think is probably a fairly smart timeout call, but don't go anywhere. We'll bring you back with after these messages.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ulti.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Second half in open division pool action. Friselis of Versailles against a pickup happy mighty Hucks from Great Britain. Lovely.
Yeah, Friselis really taking control in that first section of the game, looking to relax and just slowly take it home now.
Absolutely. They're currently up 4 breaks to the better of their opponents, and well deserved. They've had relatively few unforced errors. A couple of the longer shots starting to come a little bit unstuck. Maybe some force adjustments, do you think, from Hucks?
Yeah, they could potentially look to get that flat force to start the first couple points of the stall, and then look to get a little bit more honest. I think they're mainly struggling with their downfield, just biting on those first underlooks and then not being able to make it back for when they cut deep again. So really just working on those receivers. If you're going to get a couple yards on that under, then that's okay, but stopping that second big gainer is the main thing, just staying with the attention there.
Well, we know that Hucks will be disappointed with their performance thus far. John Toffelis actually came and had a look at our little stats graphic there and sort of shook his head with dismay, but at the moment, Friselis looking pretty fine fettle. Good movement across. Leonard working in the backspace with that lovely yellow hat. Scala. He was never going to throw that high release flick, surely.
Got Tyler moving though, did the job.
Scala. Oh, casual grabs. Lovely layout though, going to be required, and it is Le Routier with the goal.
Great snag. 2 Friselis players free there. The Hucks again just not quite able to stay with those deep shots. They're shutting down the first couple, but then as the disc works around and the cuts keep coming, they're just dropping off slightly and unable to contain them for the whole possession. I think the defenses in both teams have struggled a bit this game. Or the majority at least of the turns have come from errors from the offense, but Friselis' offense has just been a little bit more clean, and it's allowed them to put in those now 5 extra points.
Well, I say we'll have to apologise to Augustin Scala, because we've got him for number 23, and there are 2 23 shirts for Friselis. So will the real Augustin Scala please stand up?
Yeah, I mean, he's just that good that he requires 2 shirts. 2 people have to emulate him. Apparently they don't have 2 23s, just that one guy doing so much that it seems like he's 2 people. covering everywhere on the pitch at the same time.
Oh, I have to get my binoculars out, but that's
early drop from Hucks.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say the wheel's coming off, but a block getting it straight back. Great stuff from Nick Byrne. Oh, actually, no, yeah, I tell a lie. It is indeed Hillman.
Yeah, Hillman with the drop and then the point block, so really making up for it and more. Getting a deep catch, but being called for a travel. It's going back.
Indeed, Hillman the younger, I believe.
Yeah, isn't there many Hillmans? I don't even know.
Well, that's why it's Hillman the younger. Andy and Dan Hillman both playing on Clapham this season.
Yeah.
Dan, of course, coming across from the mixed division, but that one is going to be called a goal for Hucks after a wee while. Well, they've taken a break from putting any into the end zone.
Dan Hillman with his first outing on the beach, but is potentially looking to be playing more beach later on in the year. So we'll keep an eye out for that, have a look and see.
Oh, really? What kind of beach is he going to be playing, do you know?
I couldn't say.
Oh, we're getting the rumour mill going.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Why else would you commentate a game, right? So a little bit of oxygen injected into the balloon for Mighty Hucks. But they're looking a little bit gassed here for their first game.
Yeah, let's see if their D-line can come out and produce a block. They've struggled so far. Looking to Greer especially to try and make a bit more of an impression on this game. He struggled a little bit with other people being broken, which made it a hard job for him downfield, but generally a very sort of bid-happy player, looking to beat people in the air, high up and down low. So let's see if he can do anything this point.
Well, Lelièvre with the disc and a miscommunication, trying to connect with Johan Michotet, or Johan even. Yeah,
Lelièvre throwing pretty far away there. I think getting a little bit too confident with that scuba and asking his player to maybe dive about 10 yards or so.
It's okay, he's discovered that his teammate actually has the power of teleportation, right? He just forgot to press the button on his watch. So can Greer, as you say, Tate, do much to impact this point? Byrne with the disc. Fellow Scotsman launching one into the deep space. A bit of a hospital pass. Players all underneath it. Nothing that Evan Smith can do but just watch that one sail over the back of his head.
Yeah, Evan had a great jab step to settle his defender under, but then the slightly floaty look deep just allowed his defender and another one to poach off, and he just had absolutely no chance. Nick adjusting to the beach a bit too much there. We do need to go a little bit slower, but Evan's not walking up the pitch.
That's the new format, I hear, though, walking ultimate. Far less impactful on the joints.
Good for all these older players, you know. Once they struggle with these running, they kind of graduate into walking frisbee. That can be the Grandmaster division.
Oh, to be honest, though, we had some great Grandmasters division action last year in Portimao late season, and I have to tell you what, those lads and ladies that are 50-something are pretty good on sand still. Shot to aisles, and that's going to be enough for the Mighty Hucks. Their first break of the game, Ian.
Speaking of the great Grandmaster division, Declan Isles with the score. What a man. He's struggling now, he's breathing in, but he's made it all the way to the end zone. Let's see if Hucks can keep this train going, start the movement, and slowly work themselves back into this game.
Well, much better stuff from Mighty Hucks, getting themselves into the heads of the Friselis players. And is that a Daniel Hillman I see with a release for the assist? Yes, it is. Maybe getting himself on the line and causing some real emotion.
Yeah, Dan Hillman really getting involved these last couple of points. Trying to make his mark on this game. As Barrel Kinrola is saying in the comments, Hucks need to do the same again, but way better this time.
Do it again, but better. Well, I tell you what, Fischer has removed his underlayer, so clearly it's business time.
Now it's getting serious. Maybe trying to distract the opposition, getting those arms out.
This pasty British skin, yes.
Can blind them.
It's a strategy, Cotton. Not sure it's going to pay off for them. But nice movement around the back. This is a bit better the previous form we've seen. Yulo, oh, great fake, throwing his mark all around the place. Tell you what, if Mighty Hucks can stay on their feet, they might be able to hold a force. Liliev moved across, nice. Johan Michotet. Nice inside, a little bit on the back shoulder, but good enough. That one's going to sit and rise. Can anybody get under it? Yes, they can. Oh my word, Johan Michotet.
Just absolutely clean up the garbage there. Hucks have been looking to switch a lot on defense there, just taking out the most dangerous option, but then struggling to make up and find who's been dropped.
Well, I think Jamie Rabbits' reaction there on our glam cam pretty much says it all.
Yeah, did well with the coverage on that deep look, but just soared a bit out of his reach. Oh, that's a close one. Not quite enough. It's always tough as a big man when you miss it, and then some little guy just squirms in behind you and cleans up your miss. It's a heartbreaker.
It happens to the best of us, Ian. Well, Mighty Hucks with it all to do here in pool stages. Of course, this is just their opening game. Still plenty to play for, to get yourself into the championship brackets later on in this tournament. 3 days of action here on the beautiful sands of Royan, which are, as we've already mentioned, a lot cooler than they were last time the cameras were here for the beach championships.
Yeah, no one burning their feet so far. Fingers crossed that we hold off on that.
Oh, there's time, Ian, there's time. Certainly I'm thinking about maybe putting a bit of sunscreen on. The sun is trying to make its way through the clouds, but we have to also mention the wind arriving a bit more in force during the midsection of this game. We finally have the flags back to full fluttering prowess.
Yeah, it was more wind earlier as well. Those first few games sort of being affected by the wind, with one of the other pool games in this pool being played. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys can react to that after their pool opponents have already had to deal with it.
Fischer with an absolute launch of a backhand, just grabs onto it with the skin of his teeth, does Bruin. Nice launch though. Rabbits with the clap catch layout, and that is really efficient work from Hucks.
Yeah, Bruin said I can lay out, so you're going to have to too.
I'll tell you what, Thomas Fischer is launching some absolute lasers at his teammates today. That one just about clutch grabbed onto by Bruin, but that previous point, there was one where he definitely launched it straight in his chest and just bounced back out. Almost like a bit of toast popping out in the morning. Yeah,
he's worried about those catch-up blocks. He doesn't want to get any turnover stats, so he makes sure he hits them, and if they can touch it, it's their turn.
I mean, that is the rule. If you can touch it, you can catch it, right?
Yeah, it seems reasonable. No matter how fast it's coming, you've got to catch that.
Well, 10-7 Friselis, still with plenty of daylight between them and their opponents. The Versailles open side showing us they're capable of putting together some pretty tasty ultimate.
Bit of a shorter line coming out from Friselis this point, apart from Le Louvre. So we'll see if he can look to do some big stuff deep. But it's going to be someone else. It's number 21, Paul Benvignon, with the deep shot, and bags the time as he doesn't have a force. He's able to just relax and take the easy option.
Oh, and almost a Moses straight through the centre. Some retro play from Friselis. You don't have to be tall when you can be that far away from your opponent. That's what I'm going to say.
The Hucks defense just kind of struggling there. I don't know what they were thinking, to be honest. I think a bit of a lapse in concentration. They're tiring out now. They've not got their sand legs yet, so that first half is taken out of them. And they just, after that deep look, weren't able to focus in and shut down that end zone there.
Did you just say that Hucks are tired in their first game of the tournament?
Well, you've got to break through that wall, though.
Is it too much pasta?
You start playing. It might be too much pasta. But I feel like when you start playing, it's tough. And then you get really tired out, and then you break through that, and then you can actually go on a little bit longer. But they're maybe in that midpoint where they're struggling and they've not broken through that wall yet.
Well, I think certain players in Hucks are looking pretty tasty still on this sandy conditions. But yeah, maybe a couple of loose screws in the machinery. They just need to tighten up a little bit. But that pool's going to land well out of bounds as we see time expire on the clock. So presumably that one went off between the last two. So cap will be applied after this one is finished off. Of course, we're nearly at the maximum score cap anyway. These games out here being played to 13. But Andy Patterson starting us off with a very close mark from Hugo Bosquet. East on the far side. Tilts his head, asking Fish for the underneath, which he delivers. But that one is going to sail out of bounds. A foul is going to be called. Perhaps a bit too much closeness from Hugo Bosquet, causing a stumble for Patterson. It's going to be accepted.
Patterson with the headband and both wristbands. Maybe need some ankle bands to complete the look.
Oh, some knee coverage.
Knee
Definitely
coverage, ankle coverage.
Going for that like 90s or 80s inline roller skate look.
Oh yeah, he could definitely rock some rollerblades.
Patterson and Bruin at the back. Little stumble from Fisher causing commotion downfield, just about squeaking the reset to Rabbits. Nice direction of traffic. Holding on to a long time, just about makes it. East with the goal.
Easty looking for it in the end zone for a while there. Not quite able to get free at first, but then making that decisive cut back across and really digging it out of the earth, out of the sand even, for APAT, who is making him look good on the stream, you know. He's got to do it for the fans at home. Looking a lot, I might be a little bit worried about that disc though. He really gripped onto that, but they're sticking with it, so we'll see how it flies in the pool.
Well, I believe we're now going to be having the points cap applied. Our volunteer scorekeepers, and thank you so much to all of the volunteers that make these events possible, all the organisers, the local committee here in Royan. Big shout out to all of you. But yeah, they're a little bit out of earshot, so I think this is now going to be game to 12. So possibility of first match point for Friselis.
Friselis looking to get another clean offense hold, but Hucks coming out with a slightly different defensive look. More poachy. They decided a little bit of poach wasn't enough, so they're going to go full poach, but have now descended into match.
Well, I did like it initially, but Friselis happy to work their way through, and yes, indeed, that is going to be game. But great from Hucks on that first section of the play. That sort of backhand that came across, or was actually no, it's a lefty flick. That looked almost frustrated when it was released, like a, oh, come on, yo, kind of action. But that will do just enough. Lelièvre with the toss, setting up that hockey assist, and a big shot from Michotet.
Yeah, decisive finish from Friselis. Hucks never really in this game. Friselis taking off that first couple breaks and just holding on to the lead from the start there. There was a couple of moments where there could have been a little bit of a comeback, but Friselis shutting it down easily and taking the fairly standard win, to be honest.
Yeah, looking at the stats from this one, just that one break from Icy Hucks, as you say. They tried different looks on defense, some poaching off, some switching it up, but just needing to tighten things. You know, they are a bit of a outfit that comes together less frequently. Clearly Friselis have prepared themselves well coming into the Beach Ultimate Championships, but of course pool stages all still to play for, and we will be bringing you plenty more of the action here from the pitches in Royan. Up next on our stream, we will be finally featuring a bit of women's division action for you. It's going to be Croyota versus Hucks, so Spain versus Denmark. Make sure you get your eyes on that one. But thank you for joining us for this open division game. Friselis' final score 12 to Mercy Hucks 8.
For the first time ever, from the golden sandy blankets of Portimao, Portugal, BULA and ulti.TV bring you the World Beach Ultimate Club Championship 2024. The best club teams in the world will converge on the Portuguese Algarve. With expectations for upwards of 150 teams, this promises to be a tournament worth bucket listing. Whether on the sands or watching the action from your screen, WBUCC 2024 is a tournament not to be missed.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ulti.TV we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ulti.TV.